I'm on top. Yeah, whole crew on top. Really, we on top. Wake up every morning with drive. Been on the grind, know I had to survive. We had to win. Started from the dirt and the rubble. I had to be the needle that was popping your bubble, letting the air out. Walking with a clear route. How we gon' rise today? I'm making mine today. Go make yours. Double back and flip the proceeds.
Yo, what's up? My name is Daniel Fleifel and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna interview the planche god Viktor Kamenov. The last interview with Eric Ortiz that I did was pretty successful, and many of you that watched that video appreciated it, and that's why I thought let's do another one. But before we jump into that interview, I need to say some things. First of all, hit that like button if you want to support this channel, and also if you like this interview. Second of all, Viktor Kamenov is selling some calisthenics skills program, like the full planche, one-arm handstand and finger planche. If you want to buy one of his programs with 15% discount, use Daniel Fleifel in the checkout. And this is a special discount just because of this interview. And the third thing, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out any other interviews that I will do. The next one is with Vitaly Melnik, the crazy kid. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. And now let's jump into that interview.
Had to get off the block. Best friend smoking rock. Best man called the cops. Rose from the city that never sleeps. It's the melting pot. I came through with purpose. I never question if it's worth it. Homie, I'm on top. Really, we on top. I'm on top. See me, I'm on top. We on top. Whole crew on top. I can't stop. I'm on top. See me, I'm on top. Nigga, I'm on top.
Alright man, welcome to the channel, Viktor Kamenov, the planche master. How you doing?
Hey bro, thanks a lot for an invitation, it means a lot.
Man, it's an honor for real to have you here. The last interview was with Eric and now with you. I call you guys aliens, you know. You two are aliens. You're not from this planet.
Thank you. Really, I saw your channel and all the battles that you're commenting. Really like your work and enjoying what you're doing. And I think that's really good because nobody ever tried anything like this, and it's really good for spreading that calisthenics.
Man, I'm happy that you're watching. I'm happy that you're enjoying and saying that, because that's the goal with my reactions, doing that, commenting on battles. I want this community to grow even more, to the mainstream as well.
Exactly, exactly.
I have some questions. I've asked the people what they want to know about you. And I hope the people who are watching already, before we start, hit that like button as well. And also leave a comment and share this with some friends so this video can spread even more, so people can know more about Viktor Kamenov. The first question is, how old are you and where are you from?
I'm currently 21 years old and I'm from Sofia, Bulgaria.
And you live in Bulgaria right now?
Yeah, right now I live in Bulgaria. I was born here.
And you have lived there your whole life?
Yeah, my whole life.
The thing I'm wondering, when did you start with calisthenic and street work, and what made you start with this sport?
So bro, it's actually hard to say exactly. I still remember some first attempts of pulling up in the early 2011, but I can't say that I started for real because I was starting, stopping, but actually, I think I started spring or summer 2012. Yeah, and since that time, I haven't stopped since today.
Like basically, you started a little bit with pull-ups and dips and stuff, but you didn't call it calisthenics.
At this time, I had no idea of what calisthenics is. Really, the sport calisthenics was not that big as right now. So I was more about, let's say, gymnastics and acrobatics, also calisthenics, but it's a little bit different from how right now athletes are starting, because right now every athlete is look up to Daniels, Eric, me maybe, and they're trying to get that level. But at this time, it was a little bit different. The sport was small, so I had not only influence from calisthenics.
Yeah, it was more from the gymnastic.
Yeah, from gymnastics, also acrobatics. Yeah, I still remember watching a lot of gymnastics competition and really liked what people were doing there, even though at this time I didn't understand, for example, the difference between handstand and planche. In the beginning, I started mostly with handstands. Just like all the people out from the streets, I had no idea of the difference between planche and handstand, so I like much more the handstand just because you were with the head upside down. So it's so interesting and so dangerous. Maybe you can you can die, you know. So I had no idea of what the real level is and how harder actually the planche is. But actually, only 1 year I was doing only handstands. I remember I was doing everywhere, in school, after school, before school, only handstands. But that gave me so much strength for the shoulders. And as you know, the shoulders are one of the main body parts that are involved in the planche. So that helped me a lot for getting after this faster planche progress.
You started with one thing, like that's what I see commonly with a lot of athletes that are good. They start with, like, focusing on one thing, they get in love with it, and then they start to develop.
Yeah, exactly. It's really important not to focus on many things, especially in the beginning. It will be much harder for you to progress. Yeah,
like all the young athletes now that are watching, they're like, oh yeah, I want to have a Maltese one-arm planche like in 1 month, please.
Exactly, that's the problem. Because look, back in that time, the vision that I had for me, like in year or two in front, was not that big as the vision that nowadays athletes put, because they all see right now Maltese or, let's say, one-arm planche, and they start thinking about this move from the real beginning. And most of them don't have that initial preparation, and they go for harder moves. And what happened as a result? They just got injured. And when you get injured, of course, your progress is much slower.
Yeah, and the body is not prepared to put that much tension on your joints and everything. And some people have never worked out, and they're like, yeah, let's go. I'm going to do one-arm planche in 1 year.
Exactly. That's the biggest problem that beginners do, and it's really important to follow the steps. Really, in the first year, I had no idea of what Maltese is. Yeah, I've seen somewhere in the gymnastics somebody doing Maltese, but it was just boring for me. I was thinking that, okay, he's maybe lying on the ground. I had no idea of how hard actually is and how harder than handstand is.
And that's like, it's good that you mention it, because the people watching, I know a lot of them are new and they don't have the static strength. And that's when I started 4.5 years ago. I didn't focus so much on statics. I loved freestyle. I love like the dynamic stuff. I'm in love with it. Like recently I started to focus on the statics more, and I understood that I have a base of strength, but many that ask me like, yeah, but I want to plunge, but I'm like, can you do a handstand? Can you do even 15 dips or 20 dips or whatever? Like, no, but I want to planche. I'm like, but your body doesn't work like that. You need to have a base.
Exactly. That's sadly because all the people who are not that familiar with the sport find all these mainstream things much more cooler than actually the hard stuff. That's why also many athletes, even calisthenics athletes, go more about that mainstream part. In order to have any revenue, any profit to get from calisthenics, you need to think about the majority of the people and what the majority of the people wants. Look, honestly, nobody cares about my two-finger program. Yeah, like as I say, nobody compared to all the people who want to learn how to do muscle up or 360 or handstand.
In the beginning, who was your inspiration to the sport, to starting with calisthenic bodyweight training? It doesn't need to, like, was it a specific person or was it just something general?
No, I had no specific idol, let's say, that I was aiming to get his level. As I said, I was looking up to not only calisthenics, also gymnastics. But yeah, I was really inspired from Yuri Van Gelder, really strong gymnastic guy, professional gymnast. So I was really inspired from what he was doing. Also Hannibal for King, the guy that Eric mentioned in the last interview. Yeah, he's just amazing for his time, of course. He's just amazing. And also my uncle is also doing calisthenics and he's still doing so. So of course I got motivated from him. I wanted to get strong like him.
A little bit mixed of everything.
Mix of everything, of course. Lately, when I get into the planches, I started to really realizing more about the complex stuff. My idol was Dmitry Kuznetsov, exactly the same guy that Eric said the last interview. And you said that you don't know him, but I suggest you to check him. Yeah, this guy was my biggest motivation. I remember still watching his videos before training, after training, in school, looking at all the details. All the details, I was trying to imitate what he's doing. 2016 and 17, I had a chance to meet him And at this level, my level was even higher than his level. And I still remember when I was doing my set in the competition, he was watching and then he was clapping, and there is no better feeling than this.
Yeah, when you have your idol watching you and is like saying, hey, this guy is great. How long has he been doing it?
I think for 10 years. He started 2 or 3 years before me, so maybe since 2010, something like this. But he was one of the guys that implemented all those clean moves like clean Maltese, clean full planche in the calisthenics. Because before that, it was all about banana full planche or bent arm planche. He was the first guy who put all these gymnastics things into the calisthenics. Yeah, and of course, I wanted to be the first one who will implement that in Bulgaria. Because in order to get known, in order to people to know you, you need to show something that nobody ever showed before. One of my aims was exactly this, to show on Bulgarian competitions something that was nobody ever saw before. And it was clean Maltese when actually the average level was, let's say, barely doing straddle planche. And you see what I'm talking about. And
yeah, the level was so much different.
Exactly. My first competition was 2013 in Bulgaria. I got 13th place. I was not that happy about it. So I said exactly this to myself. I need to put something new. I need to show them a new level, something different that nobody saw before in my country. Yeah, and exactly the next year, 2014, I was competing in almost all the competition. We had a lot of competition. We had, let's say, even 15 competition in a year. So this year, I was competing in all of them. I was not trying to skip any. So
just to get better and better.
Exactly. And from all the competition, I was always champion. Yeah. So just because I've put it clean full planche, clean straddle Maltese, for that time, it was a really strong move, even though right now nobody cares about straddle Maltese. Yeah. And that's how I got popular in my country at first.
So would you say that you were one of the first ones to introduce how clean it should be?
In my country, yes. And also I was one of the first overall. Yeah, there are some guys like Dmitry Kuznetsov and Nikolai Ubanov and some guys that most of the people don't remember and don't know. But they started like 1 year or 2 years before me. Yeah, but I was really motivated from them to continue their level and make it higher.
When did you start to get recognized in the sport? Do you remember what the reason was?
Well, in my country, I already told you, but in overall in global calisthenics, the first time that people started recognizing me was in 2015. It was the competition in Moscow. I was national champion the first time in my life, and that gave me opportunity to go to Moscow. And I was so happy because I knew that in this city is my idol, and not only him, also another guys that I'm looking up to. So I was so happy, and I was almost sure that I'll be in the top three, because at this point I was already strong. I was doing Maltese press, and it was 2015. I was already sure that I'll get in the top 3. But what happened actually, that was the first year that Dynamics started putting into the competitions. Yeah, but I was afraid to jump over the bar. I've never done any dynamics.
Yeah, of course.
I still remember Eric throwing jump over the bar to 360. You know, that's nothing that special for now, but for 2015, it was something so innovative. And at the same time, his statics were insane for that level. So he got the first place. Me, with my expectations, what happened? I was doing Maltese press to Maltese and all the static skills, not on that high level as I did it the next years, but I got 7th place, which was okay because I had no dynamics. Really, I got it with 0 dynamics, only with statics. But I said myself, maybe I need to work more on the dynamics, right? It's good to start working more on the dynamics, because the next years, the guys who were complete, who had dynamics and statics, were on the top. Yeah, so after this competition, I got 7th place. I was not satisfied. Plus this, I didn't saw my idol, so I was really upset. Yeah.
So you started with dynamics 2015 then?
2015, yes. In 2016, I got most of the skills that you see nowadays, like 540, double 360. That helped me to get better place for the next year. But honestly, I've never felt that this is something I want to do. I felt it like obligation just to get better place because I was aiming for the top 3 places. Yeah, I actually made it in 2016. I was in the top 3. I showed 540s and I showed more dynamics. So yeah, I made it. Plus,
was it Daniels who won?
No, it was not Daniels. One guy, Payam, won. I still don't think that he deserved that place, but judge decision, I don't comment it.
A question that I get a lot, like here in Sweden, also people asking, what is the difference between street work and calisthenics? And what do you say? Do you say street workout or do you say calisthenics?
I say calisthenics simply because most of the time that I was training was in the gym or in this room here. So that's why I call it calisthenics. Street, I'm not that street guy. Yeah, maybe 30% of my trainings were outside on the streets, but I say it's calisthenics. Yeah.
Would you say that it's the same thing in the end?
Not really. Calisthenics is more overall body preparation, let's say. But that just in my opinion, I haven't read any definition of what is calisthenics and what is street workout. But that's just my opinion. Calisthenics is more overall body preparation, also working on your legs, not only the upper body and skills. While street workout is more connected to the elements, right? We're talking here about full planche, one arm handstand. This is more street workout, but that's just, again, my opinion.
For me, during these years when people are asking, I'm like, recently I started to change that to more calisthenic, because for other people to understand also the sport, they understand calisthenics more than I say street workout. So when I talk to people outside, I'm like, yeah, I do calisthenics, and they're like, oh yeah, body weight. When I say street workout, they're like, street workout, what?
No, I don't like the thing that it's called street. Street. I don't just like this word. And even in my country, 5 years ago, there was also another name, street fitness. Street
what?
Fitness. It's yeah, it's maybe your maybe your grandmother will understand you, but street fitness.
Yeah.
Calisthenics sounds much better.
Yeah, like, oh, street fitness. That was something new. I've never heard that.
Yeah, you just start imagining yourself fitness on the streets.
When you started the sport, was it big in Bulgaria?
Yeah, it was big. It was big, but it was totally different. Seriously, right now, if you go to the gym, you can see everybody throwing 540s, triple 360s, even little kids. Everybody's trying planches, but in this time the level was different and the requirements for getting the first places were also different. Everybody were aiming to do different types of muscle up grips, let's say, and the harder it is, the stronger you are. This was the level that everybody was setting, so somebody else had to put another level. And I still remember my first competition when I was doing clean planches. Everybody were asking me, are you a gymnast? And they still ask me, even though right now it's a little bit more normal to see somebody doing clean move. But at this time when everybody were doing banana planches, they all asked me, are you a gymnast? Because I was also pointing my toes. I said, no, I just like watching gymnastics. I'm looking at all the details and I'm trying to always to bring quality to what I'm doing. It's really important to bring quality because I look this sport not only as sport, but also as an art. You see, you think about the quality, how you execute those elements. That's very important in my opinion.
That I agree with you. Some people can do crazy stuff, but it doesn't look clean. Yeah. And in the end, you want to hold it, but you want it to look good as well. Like, I am not at that level yet that I can hold any like planche stuff, but I'm working on it. But
you'll get it.
I will get it. No worries, I will get it. That's my plan. I'm working hard for it. But the thing is, you can have an ugly planche first, ugly back lever, whatever. But then you need to, like for me, you need to focus on it. Focus on the form. Okay, what should I work on? I'm weak here. Okay, let's work on that.
Yeah, it's not only about working. It's also about thinking and looking at the details. Because you can work all the day and still get no results. It's about doing the planche, putting your phone away, record what you're doing, then look at the video and think what I am doing wrong. Looking at everything. And that's the way that you will progress. And that's the way that you will progress much faster.
A question people have been asking is, what are you doing for a living?
Right now, I'm doing my living only by calisthenics, even though it's not enough. But with the idea that the sport is growing, maybe sometime in the future, in the near future, I can make more profit from it. Usually, when the situation is normal and there is no coronavirus, I get invitation from many gyms around the world. Like normally, I have 4 or 5 workshops a year, which is absolutely good, but I can say again, it's not enough in order to live normally. I really like doing that job because, and when I help them, I know that they will use that information and implement in their trainings. It's not like just answering random guy on Instagram who is asking planche tips, bro. Like all the guys that when I go to in the morning on the Instagram, they ask me, yeah, you know that those guys are listening to you carefully and they will understand what you're talking about and they will do it. And also gives me a lot of confidence because look, it brings me out from the comfort zone. Sometimes I need to talk in front of 50 people, or in front of 60 people, and it's not for 20 minutes, it's for 3 hours, 4 hours, and in the same time you need to show them how to make those moves. So yeah, but after such an event, I feel incredible, just incredible. Like I feel I can do everything. Yeah. And another thing, it allows me to travel the world,
that's something, yeah.
Which is the best thing, I think. One of the best things from the calisthenics that gave me, yeah.
I never underestimated that. Like traveling is the best, getting experience, seeing things you never seen. It's such an amazing experience.
Exactly, but right now it's a little bit different. I don't have any invitations, and the ones I had, I just canceled them and delayed for when everything is over. I started launching my programs as a profit. It works even better than workshops, but it's not the same. It's not the same feeling. It's way different. Yeah, and I can't travel.
But I heard that you are studying as well.
Yeah, I'm also studying in a university architecture, but somehow
cool.
I'm making it. Yeah, with organization.
Nice. How long are you going to study that, or how long have you been studying?
It's already my 3rd year, and I have 3 more.
Man, that's cool. I didn't know that. Like that was something totally new. I don't know. I don't think many people know that.
I think it's really important that you're not only focused on one thing, but also have another options. I've never seen myself only as an athlete, because just imagine you open a gym and then the gym closes because the corona.
I agree with you. That's why I love to record stuff. I love to create, and I try to find different stuff that I like to do. Training is part of, like, it's a main source that I do, like, thing, but I love other stuff as well.
I think the more skills you have, the better it is for your life.
So how has calisthenics changed your life? How do you think as well your life would be without calisthenics?
I can't imagine even a week without training because I'm so used to this. Like my brain is programmed to do this. Actually, I was training during all my teenage age, so it had a big influence on me. And I really saw that in order to achieve something, you need to work hard. And not only work hard, but also set a plan, a vision, like holistic plan, and then separate it into the little plans so you can follow it. As I already told you, if you only work without any direction, it's not going to work. Like I still remember my first year, I had some direction, but I had no idea how to train exactly. And I was training 4 or 5 hours a day. And I had not that good results. And right now, trust me, what I'm doing is only 2 hours a day training in order to maintain what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm not in my best level. I'm not ready to compete, but I still have everything prepared. If somebody invites me for a competition, I can get my top level really fast. So yeah, it's really important to know how to train. And I feel that all those 2 hours are way better than spending them on a cinema or party, because I feel those 2 hours as an asset, something that's helping me in the future. If something is not an asset and you're just losing your time, I'm not doing it.
If we look at when you last competed, that was a long time ago. We haven't seen you compete in a while. And why is that?
Honestly, I lost any motivation to prove that I'm the best, I'm better than some other athletes. I think it's better for me to prove that I'm stronger than my past version. And I'm doing this every time. Even the training that I'll do today in the evening, I'll try to be better than I was the last week. I don't find any motivation anymore to go for competition. But last week, my friends just wrote me about World of Bar Heroes online league, and they told me, why don't you try yourself? And I saw what the requirements are actually, and I think they all were really good for me, because right now I'm not training dynamics for 1 year already. I haven't done a single 360 for 1 year. I don't feel that's my thing, and I was doing only for competition. I've never felt satisfaction from it. So I told myself, actually, I'm doing all my static combos at home. Usually, why don't just try myself in this online league? And plus, it's also another possibility to compete somehow. You can see many top athletes who were competing before, but right now they're not competing. I'll tell you also another reason. Let's talk about LAROSA. Just an example. Like, he already proved himself. He already got that popularity from the competition. He don't need that anymore. Look, he's concentrated more on the mainstream stuff, because he knows that that's the only way he can make his living with calisthenics. While other guys are continuing doing the old way and continue doing the same things, and things don't work. Like, it's important to think about what the majority of the people want if you want to live with calisthenics. So that's also another reason why some athletes are not competing. Plus, everybody expects from you the best. You can't be the best every time. Let's be honest. Like, if somebody tell you I'm on 100% every time, he's just lying. He's just lying. We all have ups, we all have downs. Yeah, but the idea is not to lose all your skills. Be always on a 70%. And when you decide to show, go that 100%. And it's really important. If you want to compete, always do your best. Always be in the 100%. If you're on 70%, better not show. Like, the clever athlete know when to hide and when to show.
All right, that was a good answer, really good. If you need to choose 3 athletes that inspire you today, who would that be?
Oh, it's hard to say, because there are many people that inspire me, and honestly, there are so many strong unknown guys. I don't even know their names. I'm still going for those who I already know and who will always be my motivation. For sure, Eric Ortiz, also his brother. They both are crazy, also good personality. That's really important. Not only good athlete, you need to have also good personality.
And do you have somebody else?
Yeah, of course. Daniel Sweisans, for sure. Like, I thought that he's out a little bit from the sport, like he went down, but I saw his video yesterday, and I think he's really on a good level. He's still my inspiration. There are actually many guys. I can say Gagiatarov, the Italian guy. LAROSA also inspired me. Yeah, also Dailong, I think he has a good, beautiful form of the elements. Also Netko, I'm not telling this because he's my friend and I know him for a long time. I think he just made a great progress over the years, and now he's one of the top. Yeah, he's also big, he's tall, and he has a crazy pulling skills. Also not pulling only, also pushing, and that's rarely seen.
I saw him do one-arm front lever pull-ups. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, he's strong, definitely. Of course, my old idols, Dmitry Kuznetsov, even though he's not that active right before and he's not showing all his crazy skills like before, he's still my motivation, even if I see a single full planche from him. Also, another thing, sometimes it's not about what you're doing, but who you are.
The charisma, who you are, it's a huge factor, huge.
Exactly.
During your 8 years in calisthenics, did you consume any kind of supplements, creatine, whey, or so on?
Never, seriously, never. Really common question that people ask me, but never.
Do you see something bad with it?
No, I just feel perfectly without any supplements, so I don't try it. Any bad? It depends of the supplement, or honestly, it depends of the supplement.
The only thing I can really stand for that I know like scientifically works or proven is creatine. There's but taking BCAA and those stuff, it's all marketing and people just spending money.
Exactly, I think it's more marketing. Also, all these proteins. I think you can get all that protein from the food. I'm trying every day to get at least 120 grams of protein, which is totally possible with food. But I don't need any more. I don't want to have any kidneys problem or some other problems.
You are the planche god in many people's eyes. How long did it take for you to learn the full planche?
Look, that's my favorite question, because everybody asks how much time I needed, but nobody gives you a definition of what a full planche it means. Like 2 seconds, 10 seconds, 36 seconds, or a minute. Like that's because I will talk in seconds. Let's say maybe to achieve full planche, 5 seconds I needed like a year and a half, something like this. But if we talk about bigger holds, like my record, which was 36 seconds, I think I needed 4 years or 5 years.
Wait, did you say 36?
Yeah, you haven't saw it? That's the world record.
Man, bro. I need to...
You're not educated.
Man, 36 seconds. God damn it.
That was the world record at 2017, but I don't know if anybody beat it.
I asked Eric about that. He said, I'm like, bro, how long can you hold the full planche? He's like, I never tried. I don't know. I'm like, can you hold it for 30 seconds? He's like, yeah, I can train a little bit. I'm like, what is it with you guys? You aliens, come on, 36 seconds.
Bro, it's possible, bro. It's possible. You just need to work on the hold. It's not only about training, but also about focusing exactly on the hold. Because it was not like this. I just decided one day to do 36 seconds and boom, I got it. No, I was training specifically for this. I was aiming for 20, I was aiming for 25, 30, and then 36. Then I stopped, but maybe soon I'll get back because I have so much time here in home. Right now I have more free time, so maybe I'll try to beat it.
Man, it's just insane. I can't even... Here I'm trying... It's just, here I'm trying to do a straddle, so I'm trying to full, and I don't know what to say. Like, I'm just shocked. Yeah, because I see, you know what, something I see on the internet, and many people that are watching this, they see all these 3 months planche, get planche in 3 months, you know, and it's so confusing. Maybe if you have a base, you've been working out for 2 years before.
It's possible if you have a really good base and you're aiming only for planche, plus you're super talented. If you're super talented, maybe it's possible, but it also depends of what does it mean full planche level for 3 months. Like good full planche, 10 seconds full planche, impossible. If it's straddle planche bad form for 3 seconds and you're super talented, maybe it's possible, yeah.
But this is something, like, it's good that you say this, because to be honest, I talked with Eric as well, he said it in the interview, it's too much bullshit out there, like too much confusing. And you know, it's only like, oh, you get planche in 1 month, and people watching this and they're like, okay, let's go, I'm gonna get it in 1 month. And then after 1 month, they get so unmotivated.
Look, exactly because of this in my program, I haven't put any time limit. Like my program is divided into 10 parts, but each part, I haven't put any time limit. Like say for level 2, you will do it only for 2 weeks. No, like you go to the next level when you meet the requirement, the minimum requirements of the next level. Look, everybody is so different. I've learned planche, straddle planche maybe for 6-7 months, I don't remember, but I have my friends who were struggling with it, who were trying for 2 years, and it's just not happening. Like they're genetically not that good about planche because yeah, I can't have it. It's much better if you're short, and if the proportion, and it's really important, the proportion between your hands and your body. So I had some friends who were really tall.
Like me.
But it's possible, bro, it's possible.
Yeah, if you work, I'm not giving up.
You just need a little bit more time. A little bit more time.
Of course. I know that, and I want to say this to all the tall people as well. Like, I'm 183, I weigh 80 kilos. Mm-hmm. I know it will take time.
Bro, just look at, there are many tall athletes who are strong. It's not impossible. Like just look at Netko, Jordan Stanchev, Daniels is also tall. Gazi Atarov, I think, is, as I remember, he was taller than me. He was something like 178. So you say you can be on a top level when you're even tall, because it's not only about how tall you are, but it's more about the proportion between your arms and your body.
And it's good that you say this is very important. I'm happy that you say it, because I always say on my channel, I say to people like, listen, why are you looking for the fast progress always? Fast. And I have a rule, what comes fast goes fast.
Exactly.
And that because people don't appreciate it. When I have worked for 2 years for a planche, god damn it, I'm gonna appreciate it. I'm gonna do planche. I'm gonna do it everywhere. Like, And that's what, like, when I learned the backflip, bro, I was so happy. And this, people don't understand this.
Look, the slower, the better. The slow way is way better than rushing and skipping the steps. That will cost you injury.
I want to talk a bit about your new programs that you started to sell on your website, Kamenovcalisthenics.com. You have a full planche ebook. I bought it and I think it's complete. I love it. It's good, give good information for beginners and advanced people, like really detailed. I highly recommend to buy it. You also have a one-arm handstand guide and a planche on 2 fingers. So can you share a bit why you started to do these programs and for whom are the programs for?
So yeah, why I started. I'll explain fast, just because every time I go to my Instagram, only for a day, I get like minimum 10 guys asking me how to planche and planche tips. So I started thinking, why not do something about this? Because yeah, it's really good to help people, but when it's losing your time, it's not an asset anymore, and it's not it's nothing positive for you. So I started thinking, why not making something from that? If they really want to understand how I'm training, they will buy my product, and it's not that expensive. And yeah, actually, there is no secret inside. People ask me if there is something that if they do, they will learn the planche in 2 months or 1 month. No secret. It's just explanation of how I'm training and how I was training. Really detailed explanation, no secrets, and nothing will help you learn planche much faster. The same is for the one-arm handstand, for the finger program.
Bro, when you released your 2-finger planche, I screenshotted and I posted on YouTube community. I'm like, this guy is crazy. Guys, if you want to learn finger planche, here's the only program you will ever find, because I have never seen somebody release a 2-finger planche
Exactly,
program.
that was my idea, because nobody ever done this type of program, and you can even you can't even see any tutorial on YouTube, anybody explaining with a good quality how it must be done. So I said, maybe I must start with this one, even though it's not that mainstream. As I already told you, if you want to get a lot of revenue from programs, you need to go more mainstream. You need to show them the basics. Like, people care more about learning handstand rather than doing planche on 2 fingers.
That's it. People know it. They're watching. People know it. It's normal. Like, people want to more know about how to do a backflip rather than, I don't know.
Also, another thing, in order to make planche on 2 fingers, you must already have at least 5-second straddle planche. That's a minimum requirement. And not all the people on the streets have 5-second straddle planche. But it doesn't matter for me. I wanted to start somehow and start by a different way, not just giving the people the regular planche program, because all of them will be like, he's the next guy with this type of programs.
But the thing is, you are not the next guy. You are Viktor Kamenov, bro. You don't understand. People, like, when I comment on your stuff, people are going crazy. People are like, no, he's the planche god, he's the static beast, and I know people have been waiting for it. I told this to Eric as well. I know people are waiting to get something from you. You guys need to. Like, you have so much knowledge here. Why are you keeping so much secrets? But guys, if you want to buy one of his programs, I will link everything down below in the description. I highly, highly, highly recommend the full planche ebook. It's like over 50 pages, I think.
Yeah, it's something like this, yeah.
Explaining with pictures, everything. So I highly recommend that.
Thank you, bro.
So during your 8 years of calisthenics, have you focused anything on food? Is it something special food or?
Oh, it's a long story about the food here. At first, I had no diet. I was eating whatever I see or I want. But then, like maybe 2 years after I started, I thought about changing my diets, and nothing that special, but only cutting the fast food and shits from what I'm eating usually. And yeah, I saw a big progress and really fast progress. So I started eating by this way after. In 2018, I saw guys from my gym who starting eating less than normal in order to get lighter and get faster results. Usually, those guys were not that good in planches, but I saw incredible results. They got lighter. And I said myself, why don't try the same way? Like I'm already good, really good in planche. Maybe if I start eating less, I'll become an alien. I don't know. Yeah, so I started removing calories till I went 700 or 800 calories a day. Yeah, I remember the Eric interview. You were amazed from how less Eric is eating, but I was eating those calories each day for 1 month. From 64, I went down to 57. 57. It's like a girl weight. It's like a girl weight. Like my friends were telling me, bro, your head is getting bigger. Yeah, at first the results were amazing. I was just flying. But just think about this. The volume of your trainings is the same while your body weight is getting down and down and down. And of course, as a result, you have less strength in the end, right? So I lost a lot of strength. I also lost a lot of endurance. This condition I was competing in Burning Gate 2018. So yeah, I lost a lot of endurance and strength. So yeah, the problem is that it's also not affects your trainings, but also affects other aspects of your life. Because, food is like the down of the pyramid.
Man, like 700 people. So, you should never eat 700.
Exactly. That's the worst thing you can do. Just eat normally. Right now, I don't count any calories. At one point, I was counting even the calories from the coffee. See, it's like disease. Right now, I don't count calories. I'm 71. I was 57. Right now, I'm 71. I don't care about what I eat. I just look at the quality and I train hard. That's the only thing you know.
Man, 71 is not... You are pretty big. Like, it's a big weight.
Yeah, actually, it's a big weight, and it was hard for me in the beginning when I started eating normally. Because from 57, I was totally clean. I went 60, 62, 63 in just 1 week, which is a lot. And of course, it's not that fat, but it's also water.
Yeah, a lot of water. Like, that's a lot of water.
And just imagine, you're used to 57 kilograms for 1 month and then going to 64, 65. Of course, I could do all the things, but it was hard. So I needed a lot of time to get back to my shape. And right now, maybe it's already a year and a half since that thing that I did. I feel just perfect. Like I'm 71, but I'm much stronger than when I was 57.
Okay, a secret that people wants to know is all the weight in your biceps? Because those biceps are big, bro.
You think so?
Bro.
No.
Bro, those biceps are as big as my head, and my head is big.
So I don't know what's the reason. It's genetics, Maltese, maybe some biceps curls. I don't know. Never trained that much specifically for having biceps. That was never my biggest goal. It all came from skills, I think.
Yeah, it's just, I know people are asking, and this is like everybody that see your biceps, your arms, they're like, what is this? Like, it's unbelievable. Because if I look at like Eric and you, like just from pictures how you look, he doesn't have, man, look, it's 2 heads.
I'll say really genetics, because I'm not genetically that small. Like I have potential to gain weight, because some people hardly gain weight. And so I'll say it's genetics. Also, the form of the biceps is genetics. You can never change your form however you train. But yeah, for sure, Maltese had a big influence on my biceps, how it looks right now, because a lot of tension is right there. And it's so different tension from, for example, the traditional biceps curl that people do. It's different type of tension on a straight arm.
When was your last competition and where?
2018 Burning Gate Cup. I was not planning to compete there. Just my friends told me, bro, go again, win it again. Because I already won it 2017. I battled there Conti, and the judges said that he's the winner. And actually, it doesn't matter for me. Because look, all the cups and the prizes you get when you become a champion doesn't matter. In fact, like the thing that stays is how people react to this. Because I'll never forget all the people, all the crowd, all the Italians who are around the playing grounds after the set just came to me and told me, bro, you're the champion. I think that's much more important than just having a cup. Look at here. It just stays here, but I just don't see it really. I forget it, but all that feelings, I'll never forget how the people came to me and just told me, "You're the champion." That helped me so much. That helped me not for a week. That helped me for years. You see, I'm still hyped. That's much more important than just one cup.
All right, so 2018 was the last time. And you talked about this a bit, but you said that you got unmotivated. So why did you stop competing at all? Why didn't you just go to the next competition and try to find motivation there?
I don't find any reason to do it. Like to prove myself again and again. Like people saw that I'm the best. Or I'm one of the tops, let's say, not the best. Because also LAROSA was really prepared at this moment. Yeah, I don't find any reason that I need to continue. Plus, I went a little bit down with the level, honestly. I was most of the time on 70, 80% of what I'm usually doing. So I never compete on 70%.
And when are you going to compete next time?
If I go to compete next time, I'll be on 100%. That's it. If you're not on 100%, better don't go. And if you go, try to show a new level of yourself. Don't repeat the old things that you did. That's really important. So people will see how you're improving. Because so many guys are doing the same things for 3, 4, 5 years, just going and competing and again and again. No, it just doesn't work. That don't help them even for getting more popular.
You're like Eric. Eric said the same, that when he wants to compete, he wants to innovate, do something that nobody has seen before.
Exactly. There is no reason. It's just wasting your energy, your time to compete in a competition when everybody has expectation from you to be the best, to be again the champion. And if you show the old stuff, you can't be actually the champion, right? You need to work much more. So again, I'll say it. If I compete again, I'll be on 100%. That's it.
You have no specific plan when you want to compete?
I have some thoughts about some competitions that I think I'm not done with them. Sometimes when I'm sleeping, I woke up and I say, something is not done. I need to finish. Not about what my mind thinks, it's what my heart is telling me. Yeah, so I have some thoughts about autumn, but we'll see how the crisis and that virus is going.
People will need to wait and see.
Patience is the key of success.
For everything. Before a competition, how do you prepare yourself? How is a schedule? You don't need to be really specific, but how do you train? How do you focus? What do you focus on when you have a competition in 3 months?
Already the difference between training for a competition or just training for overall strength is so different. Because right now I'm training just for maintaining my level, which means that I'm not focusing that much on combos. I'm not focusing on freestyle. I even don't do any freestyle. I'm just trying to maintain all my skills, to have just a clean notice, just a clean front lever, clean full planche, have a finger planche, have an overall body preparation to be strong. Okay, endurance. But as I said, endurance, when you're training for a competition, you must start working more on the endurance, because, there are competitions where you need to battle with the other athlete for 8 rounds or 9 rounds. So you need so hard endurance, really. When I'm preparing for a competition, I just put 2 days in a week that I'm preparing exactly for this competition, and I'm repeating all those combos in order to get that endurance. Like, I'll never forget, I've never trained harder than for Burning Gate 2017. That was after I battled LAROSA and LAROSA won. I still remember at this time I was training 2 times a week, only the combos, and I was able to do the hardest combos after base workout. You see, after base workout, to do the hardest skills, which means that when you go to the competition, you kill it 100%. You see, the idea is to have like killing endurance. So you must start concentrating on endurance. Also, not forget about statics, holds, statics quality, presses. That's usually how I divide my trainings. I never go with everything with one training. It's just not possible. You're not God. You can't focus on everything with a good quality.
And how long before do you do this? Like, is it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or how long before do you start with this?
I think 2 months is enough. 2 months is enough to get in a really good form. A month is not enough. Maybe a month only if you want to prepare what you already have. I think 2 months, so you will have more time to think about doing new skill, right? Doing new skill and learn it to do it to be 100% sure, and then put it in your routine, put it in your set. If you don't have that much time, yeah, forget about the new skill. Just do what you already have.
I think many of you top athletes are saying the same, like before a competition, endurance is important. But how do you think when it comes to the mindset?
Look, the mindset is really important to feel that you won before you actually win. That's really important.
Okay, yeah.
I was exactly on this
mindset. Like visualize.
Yeah, exactly, to visualize. I was exactly on this mindset before Burning Gate 2017. Like I knew that I'll be the champion there. I just knew it. Even though it was in Italia, I was again Italian, who was 2 times champion before that in this competition. But yeah, I said myself, I need to do it. Like he beat me in the ultimate battles. Yeah, but that gave me a lot of motivation to keep going and meet him again.
But the mindset is important for you. Like you see yourself winning before you do that.
The feeling is exactly like feeling that you win before you actually win. Feeling that you're the champion before you actually are the champion.
So your body gets prepared for that and works towards that.
Exactly. Like always think about that you already achieved something and you will achieve it.
Who was your hardest battle?
I think Street Workout Ultimate Battles 2017 because we both were really close with LAROSA. So it was hard to say who was better. See, that's why it was the hardest battle for me.
Yeah, so it was against ANDREA LAROSA 2017.
I can't say that my battle against him in Burning Gate 2017 was that hard for me because I was much more prepared. Like I knew that I must do it. I knew that I'll do it.
Like the second time you met him?
Yeah, the second time I just knew that I must beat it. Of course, I can't deny he was not also in his best form. I think he was injured. Yeah.
People said that he had a shoulder injury.
Yeah, I think he had something like this. But really, I was on my 100%, and I set my level according to his best level that I saw in the ultimate battles. That's because I was better than him, and in order to win, really to win, you must be way above all the others. Especially if you go to a competition in Italia when you must beat Italian, So you must be way above the others in order to be the champion, right? I'll give you another example. Like the battle between me and Conti. What actually happened? I had 2 times more complicated moves, but in the same time, he made 2 times more elements, right? So what happened? We really have almost the same points. So we're so close. Even though I made harder combos and harder stuff,
he made more stuff.
He made more stuff, of course. And of course, I look at this like my mistake. I had to think that I had to prepare myself better for that set, to make a better set. Not just to made a bad decision. No, it's not a good mindset. Like, think about that. You made a mistake, because if I was way better than him, if I made less Maltese hold but more elements, I was going to win. So it's really important not to say he's wrong. No, I'm wrong.
Yeah, you blame yourself.
I blame myself. Of course, I blame myself, but I don't.
You take responsibility.
But I never regret about it, because it's a good lesson for me.
Yeah. I like that, and I have the same mentality. Like everything that happens in my life. And I think many people needs to take this as well, because it would be easier to live a life like this if you can take 100% responsibility for all the things that comes around you. You will have more control. If something bad happens, okay, it might fall. I could prepare better. I could this. I could that. So on. So I'm really happy to hear this. Who would you like to battle? If you had another competition, who would you like to battle?
Honestly, I want to battle myself on the next training, just to be better than my past version. Yeah, I don't want to battle any specific guy, really. Like, I don't want to battle anyone.
I have a question, and it's about Eric. I see you and Eric, you both are, like, I call it the alien level. If you have watched my reactions, like, you guys, you are aliens.
Yeah,
like, you are not from this planet. I don't know which planet you are from, but you're not from planet Earth, but you have never battled each other.
No, we've never. I actually had an invitation to battle with him, but it was exactly in a moment that I was not in my best shape. So I said, maybe don't go. Just because I told you, if you go to a battle, you must be on 100%. Like, if you're not on 100%, then you will regret. You're just losing your time. I already had one invitation, but I was not in my best form, and I already stopped training dynamics. And of course, if I want to beat him, I need to train dynamics. It's not only about saying, okay, I'll do it. Let's show to the people. But no, it's about if you're ready or not, if you're on 100% or not, if you want to train dynamics or you don't want.
If the battle was only statics and power dynamics,
maybe I'll think about.
Because that battle will be the legendary battle of all time.
Yeah, like, look, maybe I'll think about, because he's always been my big motivation, like one of my biggest motivation, and to be in such a battle will be crazy, really.
Man, I will have so much popcorn during that battle.
So
damn.
If the competition is something like this, maybe I'm more okay, yeah. But look, I'm not that much into dynamics. I think everybody has his own opinion. I'm just not enjoying it. Of course, I don't say it's easy. It's not easy. I tried it. It's not easy, but I'm not just enjoying it.
Yeah, some people just don't have like it. Like they don't like you have the static. Like me, I love freestyle. I love it. Like when I think about doing freestyle, I'm like, damn, it's time to fly, you know. I want to do the crazy stuff, want to fly. Some people don't have that. Some people have that for statics, and it's okay. Like everybody needs to be different. Now, the time for the question about Andrea LAROSA. You battled Andrea LAROSA in Street Workout Ultimate Battles the first time and lost against him. Many state that the judging was wrong and you should have won. What do you think about that battle? Because in my opinion, if I am always honest, I think you should have won. That is what I think.
Maybe, bro. Like, we both were really close. Maybe I was a little bit stronger, a little bit better, because I also did some dynamics. I don't actually regret about it, and I don't care if I would have won, because it's already passed. And as I said, I don't regret, because that gave me so much motivation for the next competition. Because when the judges said LAROSA is the winner, I said myself, okay, next time we'll see. I'll try you again. So after this, I got invitation from the Burning Gate, and I thought, yeah, maybe Burning Gate is the other opportunity. And I already said to my mind that I must beat this guy this time. As you can see, I don't regret, and this gave me so much motivation for the other competition.
The second time you battled him, I would say it wasn't as interesting as the first competition, because I saw his level. Like like we said, he had an injury, maybe in the shoulder, and he didn't perform the crazy stuff. He didn't really have that battle mentality against you like in the first battle.
That's actually true, because he was not on 100% when I was on 100%, and I set my level to his best level. That's the difference.
And you got that big trophy.
Yeah, I got the big trophy, which is still here.
Man, it's so freaking big.
Yeah, bro. But, you know, it's only good memories. But about this competition, I really never trained harder than this. 5 hours a day in the gym. 5 hours a day. Like my friends will tell you, crazy. I was going crazy doing all my sets 5 times, one after another. That's the only way that you have that endurance. So then you can go in the competition and you have no problem. As I already told you, I was doing my sets after a base workout when I'm supposed to be that, right? You see at what level of preparations you need to be for a competition. I really can't deny that training for a competition needs much more time. As I told you, 5 hours, 4 hours, something like this, because you need all that time, all that repetition of your sets in order to get that endurance, right? But if you're not focusing that much on competition, you already have a level and you just need to maintain it. You don't need more than 2 hours.
Like you put 90% the work first and then 10% to maintain it.
Yes. It's something like this. I even look at it like in investment. Yeah, look at it like investment. I invested so much time long ago. So right now, when I don't have that time, I still need to work on it, but Not, of course, 5-6 hours a day. But when I decide to compete, I'll need to go back to those routines.
Yeah. If you want to win. One of my favorite competitions that I've been watching is World of Bar Heroes. Like how professional that is.
World of Bar Heroes, really the system that is used for judging is maybe one of the best. I was there judge, I think 3 times, and they put all the judges into boxes, so you can't see that what the others are judging, right? And of course, the results are way better for this type of judging.
Okay guys, but before we continue, I want you to like this video and also leave a comment down below. But the most important thing is that you share this video with others, so this video can reach even more people and show who this Viktor Kamenov, the alien of static, he don't even know what planet are you from. Like guys, just share this video. All right, we have the last questions and it's about the trainings. People, I think this is the part that people have been waiting for. Let's ask, how do you learn planche in 2 weeks?
That was the worst question, really. Seriously, that's the worst question.
We will not ask that question, but what is your weight and height?
I'm 170 and 70 kilograms currently.
If a person wanna start training insane static skills like the 2-finger planche, what are the requirements for that, in your opinion?
Minimum 5 seconds straddle planche. Just because it's really important when you start training your fingers not to think about your shoulders, your core, that you don't have enough strength for the planche. You must already have initial strength. You must at least have that 5 seconds of straddle planche, so we can focus then more on the finger strength. I think there is no need for more than 5 seconds because there is no difference between the pressure of the fingers when you're doing full planche or straddle planche. I think the pressure is almost the same. The only things that is different is that in the full planche it's a little bit harder to maintain the balance.
If someone wanna progress faster in statics move in general, what is the best tip you have for them?
Just not to rush. That's the best thing. That's the best thing. If you look at somebody who is doing Maltese press, but you're still doing 10 pull-ups and you can't do any more, don't think about any attempts of this. Just think about first improving your initial strength and then starting and follow the steps. It's really important to follow the steps. Don't skip, because skipping leads to injuries, and injuries leads to no progress.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly. That's the best thing I can say. No rush.
If you lost all your strength and skills today and needed to start over again, how would you schedule your training for a month? You don't need to be exactly in detail, but how would you think?
That's a tough question, because I don't know if anything like this is possible to happen, but I'll just separate my trainings and never do all the skills that I want to learn in one training. Something that I was trying in the beginning and it was just not working. That's one of the mistakes that I did. I'll not expect from myself that just in a month I'll get all my skills back. It's really important not to expect. Like, I'll expect really, really small progress, and that will be much better for me rather than trying to get back all those skills in a month. Like, time is flying. Anyways, time is flying. No, better not rush. You always go to that level.
Now, during your time in calisthenics, have you had any big injuries that have stopped you from training?
Yeah, in 2014, because I wanted fast progress and I was crazy about one-arm handstand. I wanted to progress so fast in one-arm handstand. So I was doing it every day, like in the morning, in the evening, even outside when it was cold. So what happened? I injured my right wrist, and I injured it hard. I couldn't do any one-arm handstand anymore. So yeah, even when I went to the doctors, they told me, "Oh boy, you need to stop. Like it's not good for you. You need to stop it." I actually stopped exactly that skill, but because I'm hard-headed, I started doing it on the left hand, one-arm handstand on the left hand, because it was still okay the left hand. That's how I learned it on both of the hands. After 6 months, I was not concentrating that much on that right hand, so my wrist was better, and right now I can do them both.
This is a tricky question. If you had to choose to do CrossFit for the rest of your life or never be able to do planche again, what would you choose?
Again, a tough question. Maybe leave it like this. Maybe leave it like this.
Answer that.
Like, this is the answer.
Have you only been doing bodyweight training or have you been doing weightlifting as well?
Mainly bodyweight training, of course, because I started like this. Also, when I was training in fitness for a while, like also before the corona came and they closed all the gyms. So yeah, it was just because I wanted to start something different from the calisthenics, for example, bench press or even squats, just to improve in some other way, because honestly, sometimes I'm getting bored from all the statics.
Yeah. Do you train legs? Because most calisthenic people don't.
Yeah, I'm training legs, but still lightweight and just not to be stick like all the other guys. When I was in my top form, my legs were just thick, like so skinny. It's not a beautiful view. So yeah, I started doing something small just in order to get normal legs, you know.
That's why everybody has long pants.
Exactly. One of the reasons, really.
Yeah, that's it. So guys, now you heard it from Viktor Kamenov. It's time to train legs as well.
Yeah.
What type of music are you listening to while training?
It really depends on what I'm doing. I don't have any specific style. It depends what my set is, if it combines good with the set, if I'm doing slow statics, only holds, or I'm doing some more dynamic stuff. So I don't have any specific.
Top 3 most complete athletes right now, in your opinion, who are competing. Not people who are training only, people who are competing.
There are so many unknown guys right now, but I'll just stick to the ones that I already know, that already proved. So yeah, I'll say Eric, Ikon, and Daniels. 3 of them. Yeah, and they're still competing. I saw that they were going to compete into the World of Bar Heroes 2020, but just because of the problem, they didn't manage to do that. So yeah, I think 3 of them are the most complete. And also so many who nobody knows. Nobody knows.
If you only had to choose 3 exercises you could do for the rest of your life, what exercises would that be?
Again, really tough question. Maybe I'll go for suicide, but okay, maybe I'll go for suicide, but let's say one arm handstand, Maltese, and full planche. Maybe. But it's a tough question, and I don't think I'll be in that situation.
Okay, your favorite move and why?
I don't have any favorite. I like so many moves, but maybe my favorite move is just Maltese because I'm really good at this, and I devoted so many hours of learning it and understanding the technique. So yeah, I think that's one of the most beautiful elements in the static game. But yeah, I can say it's like my favorite. I like so many elements. I don't have any specific.
Now, what is the hardest static skill you can do today?
Maybe Maltese to one-arm planche transition, maybe. I already made transition from Maltese to this type of planche. And I already recovered my one-arm planche, so maybe I think I can do it. And just a little bit educational, because I saw in one of the videos, of your videos, that one guy was commenting about this planche, something, and even called it Patriot or...
Oh, on the floor, yeah.
Writing a comment about this planche, that it's really hard and it's called Patriot planche or something like this.
Patreon planche or something.
I don't even know how it's called. I do it for so many years. The truth is that it's shit, really. I'm using that word because calisthenics guys will understand me, but it's so much easier than any other normal variation just because you're locking. Right, and it's really important people to understand this. You know, that's why I also did that in the end of the set, if you remember.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I did that in the end of the set.
But it looks so hard.
It looks so hard, and it's from things that people who are not familiar with the sport think it's harder, but it's not that hard. It's hard, but it's not that hard. Let's say it like this.
What is the hardest dynamic skill you have learned?
Maybe double 540. I've done 3 times in my life.
Double 5.
You know, that's nothing that high level right now, but maybe the hardest skill that I did, yeah.
We have the last question. The last question for today and this interview. What is your favorite quote?
I don't have any specific, but maybe the one that is valid for all the people and all the life is like we are shaped by our minds and we become what we think. Everything that has been achieved was first an idea, right? Like I made 36 seconds of full planche. I made whatever I made. It was first an idea. So maybe this is the cloth. I don't know. It's really important what you think and how motivated are you for achieving it. What you think you will become.
I'm happy that you took your time for really to come and have this interview, and people have asked this a lot, to take you on to have an interview on my channel after I did it with Eric. So I'm happy and thankful that you took your time, for real.
It's a pleasure, bro. It was my pleasure. Also, thank you for inviting me for this interview. It's a big pleasure.
No worries. And I want to remind everybody to also, if you're interested to learn from Viktor Kamenov, go to check his website, Calisthenics.com. I will link everything down below in the description, because you recently started to focus on the programs to give people the answer. Like, people are asking how to planche. Guys, go to the website. Don't ask him. Go to the website.
Thanks again for the support.
No worries, man.
Means a lot.
And we will see each other one day. We haven't met each other in real life.
Never.
One day.
Hopefully one day. See each other and train together.
I hope you enjoyed this interview with Viktor Kamenov, the planche god. If you did, hit that like button. It helps the channel grow even more and motivates me to do even more interviews. If you want to help me out and help this channel to grow, make sure to share this video with your friends and on social media so more people can get to know Viktor Kamenov's history. And if you're new to the channel and have watched this far and haven't subscribed and want to see more interviews with calisthenic athletes, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because the next interview is with Melnik, the crazy kid. So subscribe to the channel and I will see you in the next video.